What's up, everybody? I'm Cortland.
And I'm Justin. This is episode 4 of Better Off Red, your weekly Reds talk show. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, which you've been gramming a little bit, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've grammed a bit as well.
You have.
Yeah, you can also find us on your favorite podcasting app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. We're on Audible. Did you know we're on Audible?
I did not.
Yeah, we're on Audible, which I didn't know Audible did podcasts, but they do, and we're on there. I don't know how they found us. I don't know how we got added, but we're there.
We're moving up in the world.
We are. We've got that Amazon distribution going on. You can also find us, of course, Thursday nights at 8:30 p.m. live on Facebook Live or YouTube. And audio versions of the podcast we made available shortly after the episodes, about an hour after we wrap here. How's it going?
It's good. Good is a yeah. It's going good.
Yeah. Just good.
Just good. Yeah. My optimism is a little shot. So
okay. I think we all feel that way.
Yeah.
How about you? Well, I'm good. My optimism is a little shot too, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. But I mean, they're still first in the division.
They are. They are tied for first in the division. So we'll get into that. Go ahead and let's tell everybody what we got planned for this week.
Yeah. So we need to announce our winner of the T-shirt giveaway.
Yes.
Cortland, would you like to announce the winner?
The winner of the Castellanos is the daddy of the Cardinals T-shirt is Michaela Rollins.
Oh, Michaela, congratulations.
Congratulations,
Michaela. To you in the next couple of weeks, okay?
Yes.
You also may notice I'm looking more off to the side tonight. I think I'm going to be doing that a lot. I moved my laptop over there instead of in front of me so I can have my notes in front of me. And I think I'm going to end up looking off the camera anyway. So I don't think there's any good way to fix that unless I have like a teleprompter.
I have to look at you off of the camera. So like, unless I want to talk to myself all night, which wouldn't be a bad idea some nights.
Yeah. Ouch. So last week we debuted a new segment. And gosh darn it, we're going to have to keep it going this week. We have some apologies to make. Now I am a little disappointed. We were hoping we would get some submissions from you all of your apology videos. But to be fair, they didn't really do a lot to warrant apologizing.
Yeah.
But one man did. And I think we're both going to take this one, right, Cortland?
Yeah. We crapped on this guy together and I think in the spring training episode because his spring training was so garbage, but he is come to prove us wrong. Justin, why don't you I'll step out for a second. Why don't you go ahead and take the floor?
Yeah. Okay. This is going to be tough. But I want to apologize to Wade Miley. We've been hard on you for over a year, I think, and we have not let up. We picked on you during spring training, and we thought your first start was going to be awful, and you dominated. Second start, awful, you dominated. Let me look here. You have pitched 2 games, 11 innings of 4-hit shutout baseball. You struck out 9, only allowed 2 walks, and you have a whip of .55. Batters are only hitting 108 against you. Wade Miley, I'm sorry. I know you're a big fan of the show. I know you're watching right now. We've talked about this, but I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. Cortland, come back in.
Yeah. Once you step out, I'll take my turn now.
I got to take a moment.
Like Justin said, during the spring training, we were kind of crapping anyway, and you've come to prove us wrong in the 2 starts that you've had this season. Over the 2 starts, you've had the 9 strikeouts. Your whip is a .55. The 2 starts that you had, you went 14-1, and then you helped to shut out the Giants when nobody else could. So to do what nobody else has been able to do on this road trip, and just the way that you've commanded the mound, I just wanted to apologize, Wade, and just say that I'm truly and sincerely sorry. Shame.
I think we just need to sit here for a moment and really reflect on what we've done. But no, in all seriousness, I think Wade Miley's been the most consistent starter. Him and Tyler Mahle have really kind of kept the rotation together. We'll get into that. We've got a whole list of things to talk about tonight, starting with the road trip. They finally left Great American Ballpark for 6 games. for reference, I put a poll on our Twitter feed before. Let me see if I can find it. Before the Giants series, and I asked you all. I said, how many games will the Reds take against the Giants? And we were all riding that high from the homestand, and rightfully so. They have dominated. However, the poll results were not accurate at all. So let me see if I can find it here. I probably should have had it pulled up before I started, and I did not. And if I don't find it, that's not a huge deal. I'm going to keep bantering until I do, though. No, that's not true.
I will comment. Let me comment.
Yeah.
I saw the poll and I voted. I voted 3 games. I thought they were gonna shut him out, go into the Bay, and take it from him, but didn't turn out the way I planned it. So the whole road trip didn't really turn out the way we planned it. I know we were all very high, like you said, on the 5-1 start, and going against the Diamondbacks, who did not have any of their starting pitchers, and the Giants were a question mark. And I think everybody that voted in that poll was in the same mindset, if I remember correctly, because 3 games, I believe, was the highest percentage, at least when I saw it.
Yeah. So, I mean, we didn't have a ton of data. We only had 15 votes, but out of those 15 votes, 60% voted for 2 games. 40% voted we'd win 3 games.
I was part of that 40%.
No one voted 1 or 0 games. Which one is the correct answer? Then I put up another poll, and I said, "Hey, folks, how are we feeling about taking on the Giants after the Diamondbacks series?" 38% said they will win 3 games. 23% said they'd win 2. 1% said they'd win 1, and 9% said they'd win 0. Those numbers, obviously, there's fractions involved. I'm not really getting on all that, but yeah. So the majority still thought we'd win 3. The second most amount of people thought we'd win 1, which, hey,
yeah,
good job.
Yeah.
You
Good job,
got it right. Locked On Reds, another Reds podcast, they also did a poll. They asked, it's in 9 games, how are you feeling about the Reds? 60% of people said they were more excited. 38% said they were feeling about the same. 1.2% said same old Reds, I'm out. So that's not good. And then also we did another poll, but it was about who was going to be bumped from the rotation. But we already know the answer to that. But you guys got it right. It's Jose De Leon. He'll be moving to a bullpen role. But yeah, they started the road trip. Cortland, do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, you did the recap episode this week on the Diamondbacks. So, I mean, we don't have a lot to talk about on it. The Reds took 1 out of the 3, and they got almost no hit in the finale of the series. It was extremely close. I mean, I think last inning or 2, they were in a no-hit scenario. Yeah. They got out of that. They scored 9 runs total in the entire series. So the bats were not nearly as hot as they were at the homestand. They gave up 20 runs, which it's not a huge number across 3 games. I mean, it's a lot, but we thought the Diamondbacks weren't going to come anywhere close to 20 runs. So that was kind of shocking. We were starting to see weaknesses in the bullpen, which kind of transitioned into the San Francisco game, but that's where it all everybody was like, ooh, those same old Reds people saying they're out. That was probably part of it. The bullpen falling apart probably kind of got their minds there. But the player stats, we had Winker. He went 3 for 4 when he came back. He did really good. He was robbed by a chair for the home run. Yeah. And the replay, they didn't turn it over. They went to the replay. It didn't work. Vado was 1 for 12. He was doing about the same and a little bit worse than he was at the homestand. Suarez was 4 for 11, started heating up a little bit. Moose was 2 for 10, not great, not terrible, not great. Castellanos was 2 for 14, so he cooled way down. Senzel's 3 for 9, not bad. And India ended his hitting streak in the first game. And then after that, he went 1 for 8. So yeah, the bats for sure cooled way down. Naquin went 3 for 12, not awful.
Barnhart, did you see the thing? Did you see the thing with Joey Votto where he said his name is actually Naquin, Tyler Naquin, and then they were like, "Yeah, that's right." I don't know if he was joking or if that was a real thing.
I did not see that.
I'm going to say Naquin until I know for sure.
Yeah, I've heard every sportscaster in the world has called him Naquin when he was at a different team, and now he's at the Reds. Really? Mm-hmm. No way.
Yeah, Joey Votto said that. I don't know, Joey Votto is kind of a troll.
He is.
But did you see that piece in the Atlantic or the Athletic? Not the Atlantic.
Yeah.
From C. Trent Rosecrance about his mopping videos.
Where he's playing chess, not checkers?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one, and how he likes to just mop
Yeah.
and stuff. It's very funny.
I would go
Yeah,
to a Joey Vado stand-up. I hope that once he gets out of baseball, he does stand-up
he
comedy.
takes up comedy.
I feel it's very dry, but it's my kind of humor. But anyways, all right. So back to it. Barnhart, after my apology video, which I think he probably saw at least 100 times,
Yeah.
as I know we shared it on everything, he went 4 for 9 against the Diamondbacks, so that was good. Malley struggled. He had 4 innings. He didn't give up any runs in the 4 innings, but his pitch count got extremely high in those 4 innings. Bedrosian, and I wasn't happy with Bedrosian. We kind of gave him a benefit of the doubt in the series at home when he came in for Castillo. He's given a bad scenario.
Yeah.
But he came in again, and he gave up 4 runs in 2 1/3 innings. So he's just not looking good right now. Maybe that might be an apology video here in a week, but
I hope so.
I don't see it. But yeah, I hope so too. Hoffman and De Leon both got beat up. De Leon more so than Hoffman. He gave up 6 runs on 8 hits. He had 3 walks. He had 9 strikeouts again. We talked. He had 9 strikeouts in his other start too, but this time it didn't matter. The strikeouts didn't take place of 6 runs. He's striking out a lot of guys, but as we said, he's on his way out. Gray's potentially coming back, and that's the guy that they've talked about.
Yeah, he's going to go to a bullpen. He's not being sent to the alternative training site. He's going to the bullpen, which he does have a nasty arm. I mean, he strikes guys out. He could be a good bullpen guy. He just got rocked.
He got rocked.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what he could do in his first time around. Unfortunately, we won't get to see another, 5-6 inning game out of him for who knows how long, if ever. If someone were to get hurt, I'd imagine he'd probably slot back into that role. But yeah.
To be fair, I mean, he did the same other than the run. I mean, he kind of performed the same that he did, just the hits that were hit were just good hits. So, I mean, he kind of seemed squirrely too in the first game. I don't think he was as squirrely this time around. He probably just still has a lot to learn. I mean, he's not super old. Yeah. So,
that catch. Boom.
Look at that.
Yeah, here's some highlights from the Diamondbacks series. You're talking about, did you mention Hoffman yet?
No, Hoffman gave up 6 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. So not great, not bad. I mean, runs, we just gave up so many runs. It's just the bullpen just gave up way too many runs. Their strikeouts and walks and stuff aren't terrible. They just were hitting.
I felt like their defense was lacking. Maybe it wasn't lacking. Maybe that's the wrong word. But I felt like every time the Diamondbacks would hit a ball, it would like land right in front of our defender, right? Yeah. And then I felt like whenever the Reds would hit a ball, it would like rocket right into their glove, especially Joey Vado. Joey Vado has been the unluckiest man in baseball all season. I mean, his hard hit rate is just
I think he's got the highest exit velocity of any hit balls, like of anybody in the MLB. They're just all being hit directly to a glove.
He's not the hardest. He's not hitting them the hardest, but he's up there. I know like Shohei Ohtani had like 119 mile per hour one the other night, which is just insane. But Nevados are all hitting like basically 100 to like 110. I feel
those are the infield. Those are all just in the infield. Like he's just lasering balls to defenders. Like I mean, he's going straight at the guys.
If the shift didn't exist, he'd have a batting average like of 1,000. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he would miss. He's unlucky right now. I'm gonna see if I can get some exit velocity stats for him while you finish up that part.
So during the series, the entire bullpen gave up 10 runs. In game 1, it was 5-0 until Bedrosian and Slims allowed them to tie it up and go to extras. We won that. That was the one that we ended up pulling out in the 10th inning. But again, Bedrosian, when he took over, it didn't fare well. The scenario was much better this time around, but he still didn't perform. Disappointing series. Like I said, we all thought going into the Diamondbacks that I think they had only won 1 game going in, and we were thinking they weren't going to do anything, especially with how hot our bats were. The Twitter poll thought we were going to say or take 2 of 3, and no one voted for 0 or 1, which I wouldn't have either. But we got to see what everybody was lacking. I mean, we kind of saw, we knew the bats were going to cool off. So I guess rather now than later in the season when it really does matter, we kind of could see the errors that needed to be fixed. Um, and I think all the guys are hitting hard. We just weren't hitting enough. I mean, the numbers just dipped way too much.
Yeah. Joey Vado, he has put 42 balls in play this year. Out of those, let's see here, 27 have been hit at 90 miles per hour exit velocity. 14 of those had an exit velocity of over 100 miles per hour. His hardest hit ball came against Carlos Martinez at 113.6, but he actually managed a single for that one, but most of them are just fielding or they're outs. I mean, it's just insane.
And even the ones that drop, he's not getting the ones that drop and turn into doubles or triples. Like literally he's getting singles or home runs, or outs. There's no in between. Like that's the three things that are going to happen when he's at bat.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
He's very unlucky. If you haven't checked out Baseball Savant, it's a website from MLB. That's where we get this data. It's amazing. If you like the analytics and the StatCast data and stuff like that, it's incredible. If you're on our Twitter, you may notice that sometimes we'll put like a graph with launch angles and exit velocities. We get it from there. We don't create that. We don't know that.
Also, too, if you look at the during the game, the real time stats are insane. Like it does all that stuff in real time, so it is pretty sweet to watch.
Yeah. Another thing, I'm going to say one more thing about StatCast because I think it's neat. I'm just going to click on a random game here because the Reds aren't playing today. But it'll give you data on expected batting average based on the exit velocity and the launch angle and the distance. What's the expected batting average of being a hit? And like I'm looking at one, let's see, a fly out from Francisco Mejia. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm definitely not saying that right. It was a fly out, but it had an expected batting average of 470. 470, it should have landed, most likely.
Yeah.
I know Vado had a couple that were caught that had expected batting averages of like 800. It was just ridiculous.
That's the thing. That's the speed, man. That speed is like such a big factor that he's literally just hitting it directly to a fielder.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can't stress it enough.
Yeah. So they left Arizona. They went to San Francisco to take on the San Francisco Reds. I mean, Giants. Giants currently have 5 former Reds. They have Kevin Gossman, who they faced off against, Kurt Casale, Anthony DeSclafani, Wandy Peralta, and our favorite Red. At least I hope it's our favorite former Red, Johnny Cueto.
Yeah.
So they took on the Giants. In game 1, the Reds win game 1. They don't have a lot of offense, but their pitching was fantastic. Vado proves that he still bangs. He became the first Red ever to hit a home run into McCovey Cove. Winker went 2 for 4 with 2 RBI and a run scored. Castellanos 1 for 4, kind of getting that bat back. Vado, I mentioned he hit the home run. He went 1 for 4. Suarez 1 for 3. Moose and Senzel both went 0 for 4 each. India 0 for 2. Barnhart 0 for 3. My notes say Barnhart. I just
saw that
too. So there wasn't a lot of offense in game 1. Only 5 hits by the Reds. And the Giants only had 2. So pitching held up really well in that game. Miley, we talked about him earlier. He just continues to impress us. 5 innings, 2 hits, 0 runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Antone came in. Oh my gosh, TJ Antone. That guy is exciting to watch. He came in, pitched 3 2/3 innings, gave up 0 runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Lucas Sims came in and then got the first save of his career. I mean, honestly, even though the offense wasn't like that, I don't know, just it wasn't that great. They still won, and it was just a good win. Like, Vado got a home run, Sims got his first save, Miley and Sims and Antone just all crushed it. I mean, it was just a fun game to watch. And yeah, we all would prefer him to put 14 up like they did against the Pirates, but I'll take a 5-3 win any day of the week. Game 2, though. Do you want to talk about game 2?
Yeah. The offense came back a little bit in game 2. There was more offense by the Giants, though, so it didn't really work out in our favor. I don't think we're wrong with Castillo. Like in the beginning of the season, I'm not high on him. Me and Justin have been texting all week, especially after the game. I just don't think he's the dude. Like he was one of my bold predictions as going to win the National League Cy Young. And I know he's only pitched 2 games, but
his fastball speed is down.
Yeah,
like 2 miles per hour.
And his breaking balls aren't breaking. Like literally the way he pitches and the way that made him Luis Castillo is not happening, and
Yeah.
we don't know why. Cowboy and the other announcer, I can't think of his name, they were talking about it the whole time, like
John
just how
Sadak or
no, Chris Welsh.
Chris Welsh?
Yeah, they were talking the whole time how nothing is going right for him. Like he's just dropping balls directly over the plate. And then when he's throwing the fastballs that aren't fast, they're down the pipe and they're freaking bombed. Like they just drill them. So he's kind of up in the air right now. We were able to jump out early the first inning. We hit two run home runs, one from Vado and one from Moose. They both went into McCovey Cove, I believe. Correct?
Vado's didn't in that game.
Not that game. Oh no.
He hit
Moose
like
is in that
center,
game.
like left or center field, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, Moose became the second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Reds history within a 2-game stretch. Yeah. And I think there's only 74 or 76 people ever that have hit it into
really?
Cove. Yeah, they were talking about that stat. So they've joined an elite club this week. He became the second Red ever to do it. We talked about that. Vado became the first within the last couple of days. So they jump out for a lead after this. Giants turn around and they give 2 runs. Wait, hang on. They gave up. Yeah, we gave up two-run home runs to the Giants in the bottom half of the first to tie it up.
They matched
us. That was where I was getting ticked off. I forgot Castillo was pitching. Yeah, what he did against the Cardinals, giving up 6 runs, he gave up 4. So he would finish the game with 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, 0 walks, 7 strikeouts, and he currently has an ERA of 7.04. He is looking like poo-poo.
He's not going to be poo-poo. We know that.
Dude, I don't know. Well,
he's not.
I don't know. What's going to fix it? You go from playing 37-degree weather and we give him benefit of the doubt to playing in San Francisco. Like our entire logic is out the window now.
I know it doesn't matter. I know it doesn't matter, but his spring training stats, he pitched only 9 1/3 inning, gave up 9 hits, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts, 5 walks, which is a little high. For 9 innings, but he had an ERA of 1.93. I mean, then you look at previous years, especially like last year, he had like an ERA in the 3s. He's typically like a 3-something ERA guy. I'm honestly, I'm not worried yet. I mean, if we get to the end of May and he's still, just sucking, then yeah, I'm probably going to get a little concerned, more than a little concerned. He looked good in the last game. I'm trying to find the stats for that. Who did he play against? The Pirates? Who did he go up against? Luis Castillo.
Yeah,
his second start.
No. This was his second start. He hasn't started.
No, he had one in between the two.
Are you sure?
I'm like 90% sure.
I don't think so. I think
hang on. We got some comments here. We got shout out to Cortland.
Yeah.
What are you shouting out to Cortland for? No, I'm just kidding.
That's your mom.
Nice. She is obligated. That's a good mom right there. Clark says, great work, guys. Thanks for doing this. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Trying to find a game log for Castillo. Yeah, he played against Pittsburgh. He went 7 innings with 5 strikeouts. Sorry, 5 hits, no runs allowed, 1 walk. So there's definitely a correlation between his
7 innings.
Yeah, 7 innings.
Dang.
Yeah.
But okay. Well, okay. Yeah, you continue. I'm gonna give my piece here in a second once you're done.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna say that I'm not super worried about him yet. If we get into the warmer months, end of May, and he's still just really not playing well, I'll be really concerned then that maybe something else is wrong. But it was cold in San Francisco. He struggled in the cold in Cincinnati for that first start. I think that I think he'll be okay. I mean, he may be having a down year. That's possible after an odd year last year. But I think he'll be okay.
I am on the other side of it a little bit. I mean, again, it's 3 games. So
nice.
Wow. That was a guilty high.
Oh no. I felt sincere.
But anyways, I feel the fact, because they were talking about this, like they were saying after the Giants game, like Castillo, he still pitched a decent game, 7 strikeouts. Like, I don't care how many strikeouts he gets. If he gives up 4 runs in the first inning, and he gave up 6 against the Cardinals. Now, there were some errors that didn't help that scenario against the Cardinals.
Suarez error was huge.
That was big. But there were still, 3 runs before that happened, roughly?
I've tried to block that game out of my memory.
But
I don't really know. I'm sorry.
to my point,
Yeah.
I don't care. He could strike out 12 people and get me a free La Rosa's pizza. And I would not care if he gave up 4 runs in the first inning. I would throw that pizza in the garbage.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean,
I
the 4
just,
runs is unexcusable. That's a bad game. I mean, you can only, I think, give up 3 runs for a quality start.
yeah.
So
And
the
it's
first
like,
inning, he's already lost that.
it's like 50-50 right now. I see people talking like he's still doing good. Like it's just he's had the hits that are getting hit. They're just scoring on him. Like, but then you have the other half that are talking about Malley and TJ Antone. And they're like, these guys could be the guy. Like the fact that Castillo is not showing ace potential and Gray could be coming back. Everybody, there's like 50% of the fans are jumping on the bandwagon of the guys that we haven't seen a lot of to be our next ace with Castillo the way he's playing. Then you get the other 50. I mean, I guess me and you are split 50-50 right now. Whatever. We'll move on because I could just talk about this all night.
I mean,
Yeah.
Castillo's not going to be bumped from the rotation. I mean, he would have to just be a total dud for the rest of the year. He's generally in the Cy Young discussion. Like I said, he's having a couple bad games. I am worried. Don't get me wrong, but I'm trying not to get like overly worried about him yet. Give it a few more starts. Maybe he'll turn it around. His next matchups, though, I think he goes up against the Indians, which will be iffy.
Yeah, they're kind of hot right now.
Yeah, I think they're like 6-4.
Yeah. Okay, to move on. We'll get. I'm sure we'll get more Castillo in the next episode for sure. But
hopefully, good Castillo. Hey, you may have to do an apology.
I might have to. I would love to.
I hope you have to.
Luis Castillo, if you see this, step it up. I'll give you an apology.
He watches the show. He's a big fan.
So the 4 runs are given and within the first inning. So Doolittle comes in. He gave up 2 more runs in 2/3 of an inning. Then Perez, he took the loss, giving up the game-winning run in 1/3 inning of an inning. So Castellanos went 2 for 4. Pitching sucked. Batting was okay. Castellanos went 2 for 4 with 1 run scored and an RBI. Suarez went 1 for 3 with a run scored. Vado 1 for 4 with a homer we talked about, and Moose with his homer into the bay. Senzel 0 for 4. He still did not turn it on in that game either. India went 1 for 3 with a run scored and a walk, and Barnhart went hitless in game 2. But
surely they turned it around in game 3, right?
They did.
What?
Nope, they didn't. That was a joke.
Did we watch the same game?
No, they got shut out. They got shut out in the finale. Tyler Malley looked great. He threw 5 innings. He had 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, and 1 walk with 6 strikeouts. So that was very good to only get beat by 3. I mean, we just couldn't hit. We couldn't keep up with it. So he did his part against how hot they were playing. And we only got 4 hits, and they came from Winker, Vado, Moose, and Stevenson. So it was not a good road trip. The road trip itself was disappointing. Keno had 3 pinch hit opportunities and struck out on all 3 of them.
Yep. So remember, he was 3 for 10 when I did the apology video. He's now 3 for 13.
So now he owes you an apology video.
He does, and I know he watches the show. Maybe he'll send us one.
Yeah. So at least for now, Justin takes back his apology. I know we've talked about this.
I don't know if I'm ready to take it back yet. I think we should have something where we can take back an apology, but I don't think I'm ready to yet. I'm gonna give him this homestand to turn things around.
Okay.
All right.
So during the road trip, Rebs batted .218. They were down from .316 from the homestand. 57 runs scored at home, only 18 on the road. Now we knew that was not going to happen, but 18 on the road on 6 games, that's a little cold. We were high, but we'll get back. Hopefully the home is where it's at and we don't have to worry about it. Team ERA ballooned from 383 to up to 544 during the road trip. So again, the bullpen fell apart. We saw it. We know it. Hopefully they turn it back around. Strikeout numbers still look good. They slightly dipped. We struck out 59 during the first week and then on the road trip 50. So again, I don't care about strikeouts if they score runs, but at least the stats are still good. So I guess we'll keep that little feather in our
It's just good that they're still striking out batters. I mean,
right.
that is a good thing, but yeah. So allowing all those runs is not.
The good thing is, though, we're still in first.
Yeah.
and that is because around the division is everybody else is losing as well as the same time that we were losing. So
I think yesterday the Reds, the Cardinals, and the Cubs all got shut out.
really,
Yeah, I think all 3 of them did.
good for the Cards.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I only wish more shutouts for them.
Good for the Cards.
Yeah.
Good for
Oh,
the
that
Cards.
shirt's awesome. Nice shirt.
So we're tied with the Brewers for first. We're both 7-5 right now. The Cubs lost 2 of their 3 to the Pirates, and then lost 2 of the 3 to the Brewers. They're 5-7. So the Brewers took out. Yes, Clark, throw that comment up there.
Yep.
Yeah, we agree, Clark. It is a great time to be in the division that we're in at the moment.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, it's anyone's for the
Yeah.
taking, which is insane.
And to talk about it for a second, I think we overextend ourselves. We're 7-5. There's 162 games, so we have the potential to still win 90 games and lose 70. I mean, you know what I mean? So
they're actually on pace for, I think, 95 is what I read earlier.
Yeah. We got another comment.
Yeah, we did. Do we think that Stevenson should get more playing time? Yeah, actually, I think so. I think he's a good hitter. I see. Last year I would have said he's for sure a better hitter than Barnhart, but Barnhart's kind of come out and surprised me this year. I still wish he had more playing time. I wish he could split more with Barnhart. What do you think, Corlin?
He might. I mean, if Barnhart keeps cooling down to the point that he's at, I mean, he's still batting decently, but if he cools down again, I think we will see it. I prefer Stevenson's build as a catcher more. Like, I feel the athleticism and the ability to hit the ball is there better where he's taller. He's a big dude too. Like, he's like 6'4", like 230. Like, he's a monster. But Barnhart stopped switch hitting. So I think that was a big part of Barnhart's problem, is that he kept trying to switch hit, and now he's committed to left hitting. So that might fix what he's doing. But if he dies down, I think Stevenson should get some more playing time. I agree with that.
Clark says anyone but the Deadbirds or the Cubs. I agree with that.
Clark, you're speaking my language. Clark, speaking my language.
One more thing about the Barnhart Stevenson discussion is I do think that the reason, even when Barnhart goes cold, he gets the majority of the starts as catcher is because his defense.
Yeah, his defense is amazing.
I noticed during this away road trip, I noticed that often if it would kind of get away from him, Barnhart was like just all over it. And Stevenson almost, I don't want to say this and like sound mean. I'm not trying to bash Stevenson. He's a young guy. I think he might even still have rookie eligibility, but he almost looks scared. Like, oh God, where is it?
When he loses that ball, he does. He gets really jittery. Barnhart is just immediate. He is up and he finds it. Like, oh yeah, Clark. I agree.
Great minds. Yep. Yeah, and that's probably he's gonna grow out of that. I mean, he's young.
Right. He's very young.
Yeah.
So to go along, the Brewers took 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals, and as stated a moment ago, they won 3 against the Cubs. So we love watching the Cardinals lose, as does Clark, and I'm sure as does every other Red fan, especially after this year has started the way it did.
Yeah.
So they lose. Cardinals lose 2-3 to the Brewers, 2-3 to the Nats. The Cards are 6-6, so they're still not doing terrible. But a lot of those losses came from us, so we got that going for us. The Pirates, they're back to where they were at the beginning of the season for us. That we have no idea what's going on. We come in and rock them, and they beat the Cubs at the beginning of the season. I believe they only took one of that, right? They only took one of the Cubs series at the beginning.
Yeah, I think they took just one.
So we come in and rock them, and they're 1-6 going into this next set of games. So they won 2 against the Cubs again. They beat the Cubs again twice, and they took on the Padres for all 4 games, and they won 2 of them. They won 2 games against potentially the best team in the league.
Yeah.
With nobody. So they're at 5-8, and they're still in talks to be anybody's game. So, I mean, I kind of like that. Like, as much as I like getting free wins against teams in your division that are playing like garbage, like I'll commend them for beating the Padres in 2, and they played the entire series well with nobody. It's fun to see. But the Cardinals, they could lose every game for the rest of the season.
Oh, I wish
And
they would lose every game. Yeah, I wish nothing but horrible things for them. I was actually thinking about that. I feel like the Reds, they came out on opening day. They kind of got embarrassed at home. On their day, like opening day was the Reds' day for so long, and then they came out. Castellanos gets hit, and I feel like that was the spark that really started that stretch of games.
Yeah.
And now I think they've gone cold again. I think Castellanos might need to get hit again.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want him to, but like that really energized the team.
It needs to wear 93 in the ribs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, him getting hit, him flexing, his press conference after, I mean, that was like a rally call for everybody, not just the Reds players and the coaching staff, but the fans too.
Yeah.
And I kind of think like I'm excited for them to play the Cardinals again at the end of the month, because I think that there'll probably be some bad blood there. And I'm hoping it'll provide another much needed spark, provided we haven't already, I guess, heated up between now and then.
And I'm always a fan, like when the Pirate brawl happened a couple years ago, like the two different ones, like the Garrett one and the Puig one.
The Garrett one's so good.
It's always fun to see that stuff, like where especially when nobody gets really hurt. But like I've never been one to go out and buy a shirt, but I bought a shirt. Like it got me so pumped up. Like normally I'm just like not that guy. And that series you're right, it lit that fire. And
it could have been any other team. And it wouldn't have been a big deal. It wouldn't have been a big deal.
Yeah, but it was against the Cardinals, and that's just what lit the fire. Who knows? I hope when we get back into it, it's another series, another good series. I hope we win all the games, but I hope it's a great series to watch because it seems like that's our not kryptonite. It's our opposite kryptonite that gets us going. But what about, we've been talking about, we might have a chance for some sunny weather this weekend, Justin.
Oh yeah.
Why don't
it's
you
always sunny in Cincinnati. Let's see. So Sonny Gray, he will be back. He's scheduled to pitch on my notes. My notes are a lot dated. I think he's scheduled to pitch on Saturday.
Yeah.
De Leon is going to go to the bullpen. I'm very excited that he's coming back. He's apparently looked really good at the alternative training site, and they just need him. They need him back.
Yeah, we need an ace. We need an ace big time.
Yeah, let's cast you. Wait, what? We have Wade Miley, future NL Cy Young winner.
No, I think those guys are great too, but like we need the guy that we know is going to be the guy. Like, I can't depend on these guys that I don't know. Like, I hope they just light the whole year up, but when they get on the mound, I'm not like, all right, Wade Miley's on the mound tonight, we got this game. Like, I still have a bit of a question mark in my head.
Shogo Akiyama, he's now scheduled to come back in early May. Tyler Naquin's still hitting pretty well, though he was kind of absent during that Giants series. Aquino, we mentioned he had 3 at-bats, 3 strikeouts. If I'm picking one,
who do you think? Who do you think?
If they had to make the decision to the problem with that is there's so much. I think Naquin might have options left and Aquino doesn't. So if they cut Aquino loose, he's gone forever.
Yeah.
Unless he doesn't get claimed, which I think somebody would claim him. I mean, he does have that potential.
He's got the ability.
Yeah. So I don't know what they'll do. Maybe Aquino will get hurt and he'll be put on the IL for, 10 days and just not be brought back up for a while. And last week we talked about Michael Lorenzen and we said that we had nothing new to report. But we did get some bad news this week. The setback appears to be pretty serious. He was placed on the 60-day IL. He can't come back until the end of May. And that's at the earliest if he's ready.
Yeah.
So I do believe moving him to the 60-day IL allows them to add another man to the 40-man roster. They did claim a guy from the Rockies, and I've forgotten his name. Oh my gosh,
I did too.
He's from Cincinnati though, and typically they don't pick up pitchers unless they can really turn him into something. So we'll see what happens with him. I'm interested to see. That's our injury update.
Philip Deal?
Yeah,
Diehl.
Yeah, that's right. I think. From Cincinnati. Hopefully he can do something. I heard a stat today from the Locked On Reds podcast. You should check them out if you don't. It was something about his ERA outside of Coors Field, which is the Rockies' home field, is so much better than pitching in Coors Field, which is to be expected. That place is like a home run derby every night.
Yeah.
So that's promising. Although our ballpark isn't much better, I guess. A lot of home runs get hit there. Cortland.
But before we get into this, I just want to comment. Clark's comments are cracking me up.
Which one here?
All of them.
Okay.
I hope no Cardinals fans ever run into Clark in a dark alley.
Yeah,
I'll
I would
say
like to see the dead bird called. When is the MLB going to punish Molina?
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to. I think they love Molina.
They do. Yeah, well, of course they do. What
Yeah.
they punished Castellanos, and he literally did nothing. So, yeah, Clark, we're right there with you, man. I'm loving these comments. They're cracking. I was trying not to laugh while Justin was talking because they were cracking me up.
So you know how like Facebook, like I guess like watches everything you look up and stuff. Well, after the Castellanos brawl and everything like that, I guess I was watching the video and looking at the shirts and all of that. I now for some reason have been triggered as like a Cardinals fan, I guess, which is unacceptable. Mark Zuckerberg, you cut that out. Yeah, because like every sponsored ad I have, it's like Yadier Molina is a hero to baseball. And I'm like, no, he's not. Like, get him out of here. I don't want to hear about Yadier Molina. And it's like dumb Cardinals articles. Like, and it tries to be wholesome. Like, they're not the bad guys in the NL Central. No, get him out of here.
They're the bad guys.
They are the bad guys, and not the good kind of bad guys. Like
not the kind of bad guys you can root for on occasion.
It's not like the Walter White of bad guys. Okay,
right.
All right. So we're gonna continue our weekly awards segment. We're gonna go over each of us will pick a best play, a best hitter, a best pitcher, and our biggest surprise.
Yes.
So I'll go first because my name is listed first on the notes.
Yeah, you go first. Go ahead.
So for play of the week, not player, play of the week. For me, it was Vado hitting that first home run into McCovey Cove. I mean, we mentioned earlier, unluckiest guy this year, really needed a win, and boy, did he get it. He got that sweet home run right into the river, like I mentioned, or the cove. I don't really know the difference. I guess the cove is like, I don't really know. Who knows?
Not a river.
I'm not a map or water.
It's part of the ocean over there, right?
Yeah, it's just the water. Water is water.
Right.
But I mean, it was just great to see. It was a feel good moment too. Like I just felt like he's back, still bangs. Let's go. Cortland, what's yours?
I was going to pick Vado, but you picked Vado. So because Vado was one of my bold predictions of hitting 350 this year,
he's not going to do that.
And the home run kind of made me happy. So, but no, I pick Castellanos throwing out the giant at home. I believe it was in the last game. Like he launched the ball. And not only did he throw the guy out, they ruled it safe. And Castellanos was not having it. And the Reds replay team did a really good job. Like they called it down. And Castellanos was ticked about it. Like he was like, what the heck? He's like, I knew that guy was out. And they went. The slide missed home plate, and he was tagged out at home. And that saved a couple of saved that run and kept the score very manageable until later. They got a couple more, but. It was a heck of a throw, man. It was sweet. I saw that one, and it was awesome. What about your hitter of the week?
Well, the hitters have obviously cooled down a bit, and I was honestly trying to figure out which hitter was my favorite this week. I mean, they've all – it's just crazy how cool the temperature is now in that Reds lineup. But honestly, I'd probably say Barnhart. I know he wasn't necessarily the best or flashiest hitter. He's slow, but – he looks like a different hitter this year. He's batting .370 on the year with a home run and 7 RBIs. On base plus slugging is 1.043. His career average is 249. So he's eclipsed that. I mean, it's just insane how much better. And I know it's a small sample size. I know that, but he just looks so much better. Barnhart. That's how I'm going. I'm still debating it. Even though it's in my notes, I'm like, it's Barnhart.
Hey, Better Off Reds, we're all about that small sample size because that's why I made Vado my bold prediction because he had 9 at bats and was batting like 440.
He missed like half of spring training.
But hey, he was at 440 when he did play spring training.
He was.
Anyways, I'm going with Moose. I kind of crapped on Moose. I almost did my apology video on him, but it was more just I didn't know with the whole Suarez thing. That was where my skepticism was. It wasn't necessarily against Moose's ability to play. But I kind of crapped on him in the beginning of the season. So I picked him. He hit the ball. He's been hitting it very solid. I think he's at 289 right now. He kind of took a little dip as everybody did with this road trip. But splashing the ball at San Francisco, he's the second Red to ever do it. And it was really cool to see. And it's got to boost his confidence to get home runs, especially one with such a coveted title to it. So yeah, Moose is my hitter of the week. What about your pitcher of the week, Justin?
Well, so last week I went with Jose De Leon, and he came out and sucked.
And he struck out 9 guys.
He did strike out 9, but God, everything else sucked. I want to say Wade Miley, because he is pitched, like as we said, 11 scoreless innings. However, if he gets beat up in the next game, this segment is over. I will not.
Just the pitcher segment? Just the pitcher segment?
I don't know. We'll talk about it.
We might just quit the podcast.
We might just stop doing the podcast. What's your scoreless?
My pitcher of the week, literally any pitcher but Castillo. But in all seriousness, I'm going with Malley. The 2 games that he started on the road trip, he had 13 strikeouts, and right now he's sitting in the top 40 in the league in his whip. And I believe his strikeouts and ERA in the top 20 in the league right now. So he's just absolutely cooking. Yeah. And he was one, you were very high on him in the beginning.
Yeah. I've been following him since he threw the 2 no-nos in the minor leagues. I'm a big fan.
Okay. And I was really high on Castillo. So to see one of us be right about one of the guys so far, that was my favorite.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When Castillo is giving his speech when he wins the Cy Young, it's going to be a tie between him and Wade Miley. Are you just going to are you going to do a whole episode of the podcast, just an apology?
Yeah, I can do that.
Good. I think that's the right thing to do.
I hope he mentions me as the motivation he needed to,
you know what?
Turn it around.
We talk about all the fans of the show. Castillo's not a fan of the show. He said he hates this show.
Well, I mean,
he said the Better Off Reds guys are jerks to me. Just the one.
Yeah. Well, he's not wrong.
And that's you ruined it.
Prove me wrong, and then I will concede.
Cortland got really close to his mic. If you couldn't tell with your ears. No, I mean, Wade Miley's a fan, but Castillo, he's like, no. I've heard what that one guy says about me. He doesn't even know your name. He says that one guy.
Yeah. Whatever, man. Whatever. Yeah.
All right. My biggest surprise was the collapse of the bullpen, and I don't know why. I knew it wasn't going to be perfect going in, but man, they really had me thinking that they were going to be excellent this year. Small sample size, that's all I can say. And then they just blew up. They were giving up games to bad teams, and I fell for the hype, and I shouldn't have done that. But that's on me.
In all fairness, though, I mean, the Diamondbacks were the team that we were kind of most surprised about.
Will they give that Cy Young to Castillo in Fantasyland?
Yeah, that's the only place, Clark. I completely agree with you. And we're about to get some more Castillo garbage time right here. So
I want, if Castillo bounces around and just is lights out, I want both of you to do apologies next week.
I'll have to add Clark, that way I can coordinate with him, because I hope we're both wrong. And
I do too.
He turns it around. But okay, and Clark got me going here, so let's just continue. My biggest surprise is Castillo continues to dig giant holes at the beginning of games. He allowed 4 runs in the beginning of the game against the Giants and created a pretty much unwinnable scenario. Yes, Clark will happily do so. But yeah, he gave up 4 runs. And in the other game that he started, other than the Pirates game, which we dominated them, he gave up 6. And I know there was an error, but still, like, if they don't hit the ball to Suarez, who hasn't played shortstop in 5 years, then we don't have to worry about the error. We just have to worry about the pitch that went to Suarez. So anyways, he has the 7.04 ERA after his 3 starts. And one of those, he did not allow, or he didn't have any hits. The one against any runs. The one against the Pirates, he didn't have any runs. He still has a 7.04 with a game with no runs.
Yeah.
That
just shows you how bad.
I put in all caps. Yikes. Yeah. So that's my biggest surprise.
He did put in all caps. Yikes. He did do that. I'm looking at the notes right now.
So what are we looking forward to?
Okay. So I don't know I am looking forward to them being at home. It's good and bad. So they start off with a series against the Indians, who are, I believe, 7-5, same as us. And then they also have to face off I don't know if you've heard of him, a man named Shane Bieber.
Yeah.
who I know we joke around a lot about the Reds winning the NL Cy Young, which one of them actually did last year, but the AL Cy Young winner last year was Shane Bieber. The dude is ridiculous. I should know. He's on my fantasy team.
I think I traded him to you too.
Did you really?
I'm pretty sure I drafted him.
Gosh, I hope I fleeced you in that deal. Yeah, they're 7-5 right now. Shane Bieber, let me pull him up here. I actually have his stats pulled up. He has pitched 3 games, an ERA of 2.11, whip under, it's just at 0.89, 35 strikeouts, 35 strikeouts
Is
in
he leading the
21. Maybe, I don't know.
He has to be.
In 21 in the 3rd inning. Holy smokes. Oh
my gosh.
Yeah.
Hang on. I got to look that up.
That's no fun.
Oh my gosh.
Let me look up. I'm going to look up pitching strikeout stats because now I am curious because you brought it up. Let's see here. Strikeouts 35. He is leading all of the majors. No, wait, that's just the Indians. Hang on. Well, we know he's leading the Indians in that statistic. Oh, but he's also leading all of the majors. And also, what's not fun? Yeah.
I looked up leading all strikeouts or leading the league in strikeouts, and at the top of the 2019 thing, it took it as batters, and Suarez is at the top with the most strikeouts. So that's not good for us, man. This is just I don't like this. We are giving some bad juju right now with this whole talking about the Indians thing.
He's given up 5 runs, and I think most of those came in his first start. I think he gave up 3 runs in his first start. So I'm not really looking forward to them facing him.
But it's the Ohio Cup. It's kind of like not as intense. Yeah, like not as intense as the Cardinals thing, but they seem to play a little better when we have this series. So hopefully that'll give them a little bit of a fire. Who else are we going to play?
Real quick. So during the series with the Indians, how many wins do you think they'll win?
Me?
Yeah.
3.
You think they'll take all 3?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Shane Bieber throws a perfect game.
Okay, everybody, just so you know, we will be changing the name to the podcast to Better Off Cleveland.
Bieber.
Yeah, Better Off Bieber. Yeah. So Justin's on the Bieber train.
Hear me out, and here's my reasoning why. Yeah, they're playing at home, but the 3rd game of the last 2 series, they've been shut out. And I think that it's possible. And not really a perfect game, but I am worried about them playing against Shane Bieber. Now, I hope they jump out and beat him up. I mean, I'll gladly take the fantasy hit.
Yeah.
For sure. I would love that. But I'm
Your
worried.
fandom's being questioned right now.
No, it's not.
They will win 3 games. To everybody else out there, Cortland is a true fan. He believes they'll win 3 games.
I think they'll win 2 out of the 3. I think they'll lose the one to Bieber.
You calling a perfect game? Are you calling a perfect game?
No. I'm not calling a perfect game.
You're not calling a perfect game?
No.
Because I will not let you live it down if you do.
I mean, it's possible that you could.
It's
very unlikely. It's very unlikely. There's been like 20 ever.
We already had one this year.
No, it's a no-no.
Oh, no. There was a no-no. No perfect game.
There's been 2 no-nos.
You said perfect game? Hang on. Yeah, I didn't catch that.
No, it's not.
So do you think there will be a no-hitter? I want to hear you say that.
Clark says, "Thanks, Justin. You are a profile encouragement." I am. Thank you.
I hope Clark gets that top fan badge.
I don't know if we can hand those out or if it just does it automatically. I don't think that. I don't think that he will necessarily. But if anyone's going to throw a no-no against the Reds, it's probably going to be him. Probably.
I think.
Do I think it'll happen? No. I think he'll pitch 6 innings. He'll probably strike out like 12, and maybe allow 1 run. Maybe 1.
I think he'll allow 4.
I mean, maybe he's only allowed 5 all year.
Yeah, he's going to allow 4 in 1 game against us. So add that off. It'll be 12 for the series.
All right. I just kicked my camera. I don't know if you could tell that I did that or not, but I apologize to the people actually watching the show. We are running a little long here, so we probably need to speed through this part.
Now, who are we playing next?
The D-backs, the Revenge Series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. This time the Snakes are at Great American Ballpark. It is an honor just to be nominated. I will see if we can manually add people with the top fan badge, and if we can, you've got it.
Yeah.
The D-backs Revenge Series. I'm going to say 2 out of 3 games again. They get Zach Gallen back, but he just came back from forearm surgery. So he only pitched 4 innings in his first start. He's also on my fantasy team. But I don't know. I think they could win 2 out of the 3 against them. What about you?
I'm gonna say 2 out of 3 also. That's all I called 2 out of 3 against them in the road trip series. Didn't work out. So I kind of want some redemption. I'm going all in on the Indians, man. I want to
Diamondbacks are just oh boy, they're 4-8.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like
Dang.
I want to beat the best team 3 times. And at least if we can get 2 out of the team we should have beat 3 times on the road, I'll take it. Like so all right.
I'll be going to the Thursday day game next week, so that means I'll be going to the game.
Wait, who's
driving
that?
back and then doing this show. It's the Diamondbacks finale, I think. What?
Do you see this comment?
No, what? Oh, whoa! Oh, betrayal! If you're watching the show and you see that comment, it says Brianne Bowman. Go.
My last name is Bowman,
and he's in her profile picture.
Yeah,
that was me. Their newborn baby Brooks. There's baby Brooks making his internet appearance on Better Off Reds. I think we have to ban her. I can actually delete her comment.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I won't delete it. Don't go Indians, right, Cortland?
Right. 3-0, baby. We will be watching that game very intently. We will probably be at the in-laws. Yes, Clark. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Well, I beat her for top fan at least, Clark. That is true. I don't think Brienne's going to get top fan badges.
Oh,
if we give one to her, we have to give one to Yadier Molina, and we're not going to do that.
Now, hey, no, what we'll do is if I'm correct and we have a 3-0 series against the Indians, I will make her do an apology video.
Oh, I bet she's sitting there right now going, I'm not doing that. Yeah. She said, I will make her. Good luck, buddy. Yeah, so like I said, I'll be at the game next Thursday. I'll try to get some cool videos and pictures, and I'll hopefully have a good story to tell of a great Reds victory.
Yep.
Taking my kids, so that means I'll probably have to leave after the 6th inning. We'll see how it goes.
They'll be up by 10 by then, so it won't matter. We don't have to worry about it.
It's a 12 o'clock game.
Oh,
you'll be up at 10. I thought you said it like 10 o'clock at night.
They will be up by 10. The Reds will be up by 10.
Yeah, we'll just leave and beat traffic. Yeah. So yeah, Cortland, anything you want to add to the this episode?
Again, thank you to everybody. We've continued to grow. The numbers on pretty much every platform that we put this on and we interact with have grown again this week. So thank you, everybody. Congratulations again to Michaela Rollins for winning the T-shirt contest. I hope that we can do some more of those here soon. And again, thanks for the comments tonight, guys. It was another great episode with some great feedback and banner. So
some of you ordered merchandise after last week's show, and I just want to let you know it is coming. It doesn't ship from us directly; it's through a different provider, but they are very slow to ship. I had ordered something before we even recorded last week, and still not here. So
they're just slow. So just bear with us on that.
Clark, thank you for the kind words.
Yes.
All right. Well, subscribe, leave us a review. The biggest thing that helps us as far as like getting podcast listens is if you share us with your friends and family. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Send it in an email, spam people. I don't care. I didn't tell you to do that. You just did that because you love us. And then leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. That one really helps get us like involved, like in the thing and to be recommended for people.
Podcast,
yeah. So if you could leave us a review, preferably 5 stars, and share us whenever you feel like we deserve it. But yeah, I think that's it. Cortland, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, I think it's time that we say goodbye, and let's hope for a good series win starting tomorrow.
Yes, follow along as we keep you updated throughout the week.
That's right.
Thanks again, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.
See ya.